Yeah, Shalom, Shalom, Brother Yamia coming back again with this quick impromptu live video. And I could have recorded it on my phone or whatever, but it would just mean that I'd have to upload it. And so that hold on 1 second. Yeah, I could have recorded it on my phone, but it would just mean that I have to upload it, and that will take time. So I'll just throw it up now live. But pretty much, man, all praise to the Most High. Yahawashi, Yahawashi, Makakadash. It's gonna be a quick one because woke up early, got a few minutes before go to the job, man. But yeah, man, double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the Akim out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity. But as the title of the video says, man, we're in that low tolerance mode like Yahawashi, man. Okay. And yeah, man, that's the spirit that's been on me really recently. And all the other brothers, to be honest, that's the mode we're in, man. Let's go build this quick scripture where Yahawashi proves, man, that anybody that ain't for this, man, and who's the people that's for this? The brothers mostly, man. The sincere action. So we go as far as saying as this, man. Anybody who's not a part of the sincere action in this on the same mission field for the same cause, they're a distraction, man. And you should have a low level tolerance towards them, man. All right. Now, I ain't saying don't talk to nobody, if they ain't so called in the truth, you might check on your mother now and then, you might speak to your family, your so-called family anyway. Ain't gonna get into that, but you might speak to family once in a while, you might help them out, whatever. You got a woman, you do your woman, of course, man, We ain't saying, oh, just shut everybody off. No, no, no. But when it comes to the things of this truth, if they will be a hindrance, man. Okay. The job. When it comes to this truth, your job can be a hindrance, man. And you gotta be in that low level tolerance mode, man, when it comes to this truth. All right. You can speak to your family, have your woman, children, job, whatever. You live your life, man. All right. Scripture says tarry till he comes. All right. It's even in the law that you should have a family, so to speak, if you want to get technical. Because we're commanded to take wives, to marry, and to procreate. That's in the law, man. That's one of the first laws that was given. But for the time period we're in, that can be a hindrance, man. In the kingdom, that's gonna be a beautiful thing, procreation. But right now, we're not saying you can't do it. Go for it, man. But really and truly, it can be, if it's a hindrance, then you gotta leave it. Case in point, Peter, he had a wife. Now, did he divorce his wife, or did he say, look, I can't be with you anymore? No, man. He left his wife to teach the truth, man, and to teach with Yahawashi. But when he came into the city, he saw his wife, man. So we ain't saying you can't have all of these things, man. You can. But at the end of the day, whatever it is, if it's a hindrance, or they ain't on the same part, if it's a hindrance to this truth, man, you gotta have a low, that's when you gotta switch into that low level tolerance mode, man. And the apostle's been saying it, man. Have your woman, have your job, have XYZ. But as soon as that comes to that versus the truth, you gotta be ready to say, fuck that, man. Anyways, I've been talking. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 46. And it says, while he yet talked, speaking of Yahawashi, to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without, desiring to speak with him. So his brothers, that were actually his real biological brothers that weren't necessarily down with the truth, They would have known they're Jews, they would have known they're Israelites. They probably would have kept the law, but they weren't about this truth, man, that Yahawashi was bringing, you know? So like his mother and his brethren stood without desire to speak to him. Then one said unto him, Behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desire to speak to thee. That means like, Yahushua might have been speaking to the people, then on the side, come up round the back through the side, his mum and his brothers, man, and his sisters, whoever the hell the family was there, you know. And Yahushua probably would have, most times if you see your family, you go and acknowledge them. If you do something, you go and acknowledge them. Oh, hey, how you doing? How you doing, cousin? How you doing, brother? How you doing, mum? How you doing, dad? How you doing, sister? All of that stuff. But Yahushua probably would have just looked at them, gave them a stern look, and continued teaching and speaking. So then someone that was named, like, hold on a minute, like, it's your parents, man. And what did he say? Then one said unto him, Behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desire to speak with thee. But he answered and said unto him that told him, Who is my mother, and who are my brethren? And he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples and said, Behold, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same as my brother and sister and mother. And that's beautiful, man. So Yahushua was basically saying, man, forget these guys, man, because right now I'm dealing with the truth. I'm speaking, all right? I'm dealing with the truth. I'm getting the point across, and these people come. I don't give a fuck who it is. It could be my mother, and it was his mother. It could be my brother, and it was his brethren. They were a hindrance to him at that moment in time. Does it mean Yahushua was always rude, never had no time for his family? Oh yeah, Mary, don't want to know about you. You done your job, man. And no, don't want to know about you. And Yahushua was an austere man, but he was a man. You weren't always in this like. All right, you see, people think that the words read in the Bible are the only words Yahushua spoke. He would have had a laugh. He would have had a joke, drinking that yayan, that wine. They were normal guys, man. But when it came to this truth and things of this truth, he was austere and straight to the point, man. And that's the thing. One thing you gotta learn to master in this truth, and it takes a lifetime, really, and you don't get it perfectly in the kingdom when we've been given those new bodies. But one thing we try to master, or we aspire to master, is balance, man. You got some guys that's too jokey and they don't know how to be serious. And you got some guys that's just all the way too serious, so to speak, and don't know how to let up, man. Either one of those is toxic, man. You have a guy in the camp always, no, yes, shalom, brother, yes, no, calm, Barakatha, Yahawashi, shy. Okay, time to go home. A guy like that, you can't take him seriously, man. Or a guy that's always, yeah, 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 yeah. You can't take him seriously either, man. But if you have a balance, man, it's beautiful, man. The apostles have that, man. All you gotta do, look at the apostles, man. Sometimes they have a laugh, but they're still doing the truth. Sometimes they're serious as hell, and they're still doing the truth. They balance it out, man. They're men of the Lord, man. You got to learn how to balance your character, man. That's why the scripture says, an unjust, a false balance is an abomination to Yahweh, man. If you all the way too uptight, that's toxic. And if you're all the way too jokey, that's foolishness, man. You gotta have that balance, and Yahushua had that, man. And here we see when it says in verse 46, while he yet talked to the people, so he was teaching the people, and his mum and his brothers came up, man. So what did I say earlier, man? If whatever comes up is a hindrance to you doing this work, man, because that was a hindrance at that time, man. Yahushua's teaching the people, and his mum and his brothers want to come and speak to him. That, to me, that just sounds like niggas, man. Always want to be in the limelight. Oh yeah, I know Yahushua. I know you're doing, but I want to talk to you right now. Yahushua looked at the man that got his attention and said, Behold, thy mother and thy brother speak with thee. And Yahawashi said, but he answered and said unto them and told him, who is my mother and my brethren? See, how should I say, man? Look, when it comes to this work, man, these are my real family, man. Because he pointed at his disciples, he stretched forth his hand and said, these are my mother, my brother, my sister. The disciples, man, the followers, those who listened, man, that's your real family. Because family don't hinder each other, man, for the cause. Family stick together for the cause, man. All right. And that's why the brothers are family, not only by bloodline, all right, literally, because we are the children of Israel by blood, but by the cause of this truth, man. That's why we stick together, man. We don't hinder each other. You ain't gonna have, well, you shouldn't anyway, but you ain't gonna have one brother in the camp that's hindering another brother. Oh, I don't want this brother to progress. How you gonna be a brother, man? That's evil. Nobody hinders anybody in the truth, man. You push each other on. As the scripture says in Corinthians, you are the body, man, working together in your different ministries, man. Likewise, this is Yahawashi saying, these are my family, man. Because we on the same mission, we on the same cause, man. And it just so happened that his biological family, be it his mother and his brothers, proved to be the hindrance, man. And that was the Lord Yahweh that set it up like that. To teach us a lesson, even your family, man. If it's your family that getting you off, you got to just be on that low level tolerance mode, just like Yahawashi, man. And that proves that you can't be a man of feelings, man, and a person that is ruled by their emotions, man. That's a woman, all right? Let's just be honest. If you ruled by your emotions, you ain't got no goddamn place in the truth, man. All right? So what does it mean? Apostle Gabar did a video yesterday of what it means to be a man of integrity. Well, Salaki, he was adding on to what Apostle Tahar did on fasting, and whilst in that video, he got down into what it means to be a man of integrity. And when you look up that word integrity, it basically goes into a disciplined person, man, a person of their word, a person of high moral standing. That's how you got to be in this truth, and that's how you got to govern yourself in this truth according to the law, statutes, and commandments, and faith in Yahawashi, man. You have to be a person of integrity, man, high moral standing. And if it's a family that's a hindrance, you got to have that low level tolerance mode, like Yahawashi, man. If it's your car, if it's your job, whatever the hell you're into, if it's music, we had a guy that came up to the camp the other day saying, oh man, yeah, but I'm in love with my music. You got to be in that low level tolerance mode. I'm in love with music, man. I'm a musician, but does that come anywhere near to the truth? No. I'm laboring the point, man. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father in heaven, the same is my brother, my sister, and my mother. Exactly. So like I was talking about earlier, for the cause, man, your mother's part of your family, your brother's part of your family, your sister's part of your family. So what makes you that family, man? What made Yahawashi and his disciples that he pointed and stretched forth his hand to, what made them family? Or what made them relatives, I should say? Not only the fact that they were all Israelites by blood, yes, but in this instance, the fact that they were on the same mission, man. They were listening to Yahawashi. They were on the side of Yahawashi. Okay? What did Yahawashi say? All them that will not have me rule over them, bring them hither and slay them before me. You got to put your job into that scripture. You got to put your family into that scripture, man. If it ain't in the accordance with Yahawashi, then you got to slay that thing. Now that scripture is really talking about people in the last day, but I'm just applying it to now, man. That's the attitude you gotta have. That's why the title of this lesson is called "We in that low level tolerance mode," like Yahawashi, man. So his family are those who do the will of the Father, man. Okay, the will of the and what's the will of the Father now? You're gonna get that, man. But a lot of people caught up in Israel because whatever reason, man. What's the will of the Father? Isaiah chapter 58, verse 1, man. And it's in multiple places, but we just go and read this one. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and shew my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins. Ye that seek me daily, and delight to know my ways as a nation, did the righteous and forsook not the ordinance of their power. They ask me for ordinances of justice. They take delight in approaching to Yahweh. All right. So this is what we do, man. This is the will of the Father, crying aloud, sparing not, lifting up our voice like a trumpet, shew the people their transgressions, man. And that's what we do when we go on the highways and the byways, man, and on the unicorn, which is this internet right now. All right. We're pushing this word constantly, man. Okay. Constantly pushing this word. Why? Because that's all we got to do, man. That's what the Father's commanded us. Hey, why do you think the Lord allows you to wake up every morning, man? So you can go to the job, have a nice day, relax. Those things come with so-called life, but the main reason we're woken up each day, man, is to testify of this truth, man. That's why Yahawashi says, for one reason, I was born into this world to testify of the truth. And that's why we came back, man, through the reincarnation. That's why the apostles and the elders and all the prophets on down came back, man, through the reincarnation. For the last final showdown to testify of the truth. That's why before I'm off to the job, I'm doing a video. That's why last night, Elder Taz put up a video. That's why we're putting up videos, man. And you're only going to get that in GMS, man. Constantly pushing this word, man. Because that's the only purpose we're here, to testify of the truth, man. And to do the will of the Father. Hence making us the brother and sister of Yahawashi, man. That's why he's known as our older brother. Because not only are we related through the bloodline, but through the will of the Father. All right. Another place where it talks about the will of the Father, because you might watch the video and say, oh, okay, yeah, you're on the same side as your house if you're part of his family. But what's the will of the Father that makes you connected to him? Well, I gave you one, Isaiah 58. The next one, Ezekiel chapter 3. It says, moreover, he said unto me, son of man, meaning son of the earth, eat that thou findest, eat this roll, and go speak to the house of Israel. That's the will of the Father, to eat this roll, which is this Bible, man, this complete knowledge. Once you have that, you eat the roll, you digest it, and then you go and speak to the house of Israel, this Bible. Teach them the Bible. And that's what we teach, man. We don't teach no prosperity doctrine, pay money and God will bless you like they do in the churches, man. We teach you this Bible from A to Z, man. Okay? And the things that are relevant of today, man. Okay? Prophecy. So I opened my mouth and he caused me to eat that roll. Hey, so part of actually doing the work of your house, right? Or the work of their Father, or the will of the Father, is learning as well, man. Because a lot of guys want to teach, be active, do stuff, but they don't want to learn. Do you know that given your time, it says that we present our bodies a living sacrifice. We sacrifice the things of this world and we also sacrifice our time. All right? To do this. But then some guys want to be like, oh, you see, I sacrificed my time. I could have been doing this, but I'm doing the work of the Lord, and they're proud about it. You ain't got nothing to be proud about, because the scripture says you're doing a reasonable service. That means you ain't doing nothing more than you should be doing, man. You know, you can't be boastful in that. But nonetheless, we do sacrifice our time for this truth, man. Okay? So a part of eating this roll is learning, man. That's why I'm encouraging brothers, man, to learn, you know? So I opened my mouth and he caused me to eat that roll. And he said unto me, son of man, cause thy belly to eat and fill thy bowels with this roll that I may give thee. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey, as sweetness. Because when you first get this truth, it's like, oh yeah, this is nice, man. Esau's going to slavery. We're going to have a kingdom. We're going to be kings. We're going to rule it for sweetness. And he said unto me, son of man, go get thee unto the house of Israel and speak the words unto them. For thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech and of a hard language, but to the house of Israel. For thou, Salakia, verse 6, not to many people for a strange speech, whose words thou canst not understand. Surely I sent thee to them, they would have hearkened unto thee. So it's talking about how the encounters of how, when we preach to Israel or Ezekiel at that time, that's a different going to something else now. But the point being is that when you digest this word, it's like honey, man. But if the fact is when it gets in your stomach, as the scripture goes on to say, it's bitter and it gripes you, man. Because that's when you're really in the truth, man. When you first come into this thing and you start learning about it, you're studying, the Lord really ain't dealing with you, man. You're just on that introductory path, all right? Introducing you to this thing called the truth, basically. But then if you dealing with you, that's when you get put through that fire, man. Because the Lord say he puts his elect through that fire, you know? And when you get put through that fire, then you get the temptations, man. And it says in the Apocrypha, my son, if you come to serve Yahweh, prepare thyself for temptation, man. You know? So being in this truth is a hard thing, man. It's a hard thing. So going back to the title of the lesson, you gotta be in that low level tolerance mode like Yahawashi, man. Cause if we're not, then we're gonna fall to these temptations, man. You're gonna fall to whatever the Lord sends you, man. The Lord might send you a test and you might fail, man. And if you fail the test, guess what? You out the class, man. The Lord might have mercy on you and give you another chance, but then you gotta go through the whole process again. You know, my son, if you come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Come to serve Yahweh, prepare thy soul for temptation. Temptation, man, means test. That's why we're in that low level tolerance mode, man. You know? So, anyways, I think that's just the point. But yeah, man, we gotta be in that low level tolerance mode like Yahawashi, man. Alright? Whatever things may hinder you from this truth, you gotta cut it out, man. Alright? So with that, I'll give all praise to the Most High. Yahweh Bashem Yashai Bashem Rakar Kadash, man. Shalom.